Phong Ngô Khu làm bên. Phong Ngô Khu làm bên. Cảm ơn các bạn nhiều. Đại kêu. Tại đây có xoan, đại xoan, PAP là cái chút chương trình pattern, chương trình quay chào, chương trình lăng trái. Cho cái có xoan này PAP chút trình lăng trái là hả? Ôi lăng trái là cô ấy, ôi lăng trái là xin này là, ôi không trái tôi lại. Cái PAP ở xoan lăng, đó là tham gia PAP cái nâng lễ bài, sáng lễ bài này là hả? 不過咧，是隻醫生，哦，做醫生是袂歹啦，做醫生是救人。PAP， 不過醫生參加 PAP 較濟是氣死人。PAP 內面真濟，國會內面真濟醫生有是無？有幫忙你無？啊，做氣死人啦。做，做這個26號，免錢較濟啦吼。到江南等一票。 张立良的国会，你咧烦恼啦？这个医生咧会转来的，因为 PAP， 然后有这个 BA 吼，也叫伊转来做这道的 RC 的顾问呐。哦，所以你逐个什么日子、大日子咧看到伊的相啦，伊什么哦，什么唐人街、华南街、印度街，哦，圣诞节伊会转来的，所以你免烦恼。 所以今日到江南党一票，张立良的国会，今晚我用按摩来跟你演讲的使无 ？Dear voters of Pongo East, supporters of Workers' Party, good evening. Let me read something to you. It may sound familiar. In my family, we eat a lot of fruits. My wife does the marketing in a market nearby. Most of the time, she buys from the same fruit seller. This has been so for many years. My fruit seller makes suggestions. Try this apple from South Africa. Try the dragon fruit from Malaysia. Try the dates from China. They are in season. Sometimes his recommendation bomb out. What is supposed to be sweet turns out to be sour. My wife will tell him firmly. That way he will not take our business for granted and betray our trust. Can you remember that? I've just read the beginning part of Mr. Corbun Wan's speech for the Hougang by-election in 2012. The PAP chairman in that speech likened the Workers' Party to a dishonest fruit seller. He probably never knew that his speech can be used again in this by-election, but not by the same party. It seems like just yesterday, I was standing here asking you to vote for me in a by-election. Back then, the people of Hougang put their faith in the Workers' Party and me, and we successfully defended our seat in Parliament. Tonight, I stand before you on this ready stage once again, asking you, the voters of Pongo East, put your faith in the Workers' Party and send Li Lian into Parliament. The headlines in one of the newspapers today said the government is delivering on its general election promises. It says it will keep its word, and he has already moved ahead on housing, transport, education, and healthcare. The way I see it, this government is just trying to rectify all these problems which the people had highlighted to them in the past, but to no avail until the voters of Aljunied decided to give the PAP a tight slap. And it was a good slap, because the Aljunied slap, I call it the Aljunied slap, in 2011 even pushed the PAP to start a national conversation to engage Singaporeans in a heart-to-heart talk. But we are dealing with an elitist government. It is not easy to make them sit up and listen to you unless election is near. Did we not tell the government that there were not enough flats, new flats, when Mr. Ma Paotan was in charge? And when the current national minister said that one of the reasons for the current pent-up demand and market imbalance for residential flats is caused by underbuilding in the past, it just makes you shake your head in disbelief. Since 2011, have you found it easier and cheaper to move around by public transport? To buy a small car for your family? To find a roof over your head? To bring up your children and to pay for their education and care? Just this month, COE have risen yet again. COE prices for small cars smashed the previous record set in December last year. It practically doubled from 46,000 in May 2011 to 92,000 this month. And a few months after the 2011 general election, there was a bus and MRT fare increase. There were also hefty fare hikes for taxi at the end of 2011, which took place just as Singaporeans were struggling to get home in the midst of massive train breakdowns. And to top it all, our transport minister said last December that there will be another public transport fare review this year. Is the government listening to you at all? No! A Straits Times report found that the average cost for full-day infant care now stands at $1,318 a month, a 14% increase from 2007. HDB resale price index rose 2.5% in the fourth quarter, the highest increase in 2012. And just a week ago, the government introduced the 7th round of cooling measure to slow down runaway property prices for both private and public housing. Something is fundamentally wrong when a government needs to introduce cooling measure for public housing. Is the government listening to you at all? The Workers' Party has spoken up on this rising cost of living. On the topic of possible bus fare hike, the Workers' Party said, commuters should not be expected to pay higher fares, especially when service standards remain unsatisfactory, as they have been since the last fare hike. The government and the public transport operators must put public interest before shareholder interest. Do MRT and SBS Transit need a bus fare to remain viable? The local operators of Comfort Delpro, which runs SBS Transit, ended 2011 with an operating profit of about $240 million. SMRT had an operating profit of almost $150 million. Both companies are very profitable. There is no reason for them to raise bus fare. On childcare, Mr. Yee Jeng-jong filed a German motion in Parliament in September last year, where he outlined the high infant care costs that Singapore's parents are facing. He called for childcare to be a public good, with tighter control of fees and quality by the government, but cheaper rental overall for all operators. Recently, the government announced it is reviewing the affordability of infant care. Had Aljunied not stood up to tell the PAP government that enough is enough, would there be any policy review at all? Will they be building more new homes for your children? Would they ever acknowledge that our infrastructure is not built to cater for our ridiculous population growth in recent years? One more Worker Party's MP in Parliament means one more set of eyes to scrutinize our government, and one extra voice to speak out against policy that hurts Singaporeans. Having one more Workers' Party MP sends a powerful message to the PAP that all is still not well, all is still not forgotten, and all is still not fixed. The PAP government will still have 80 seats in parliament without Pongo East. It will still control and run your life as it chooses. But if the people of Pongo East decide to make a stand on 26 January and vote for the Workers' Party, it will signal to the government that we, the citizens of Singapore, have a strong desire to safeguard our future and the future of our children. And we want this government to take note of that when they plan to grow our population through immigration. The Aljunied slap is not the end, but only the beginning. The voice of the people cannot be silenced anymore. The Hougang by-election result says it all, that the march toward the First World Parliament cannot be stopped. Voters of Pongo East, will you join us and write a new chapter in the history of Singapore? A Singapore that you can be proud of, and a Singapore that your children will come home to no matter where they are. The Workers' Party will serve you wholeheartedly. The Workers' Party will also manage your estate diligently. And the Workers' Party will also stand up for your rights constantly, just as Lilian has said in her nomination speech. These are not grand statements to score political points. These are promises that we have kept in Anson, in Hougang, and in Aljunied. I told Lilian I can smell Pongo East from Hougang. And the smell is sweet. Voters of Pongo East, vote Workers' Party, vote for Lilian.